Yo, what's going on? What's going on, good people? Happy Thursday, happy thriving and therapeutic Thursday. We are back again with another episode of SR Daily. What's going on? What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? Happy Thursday. Come on in, share this live, share this content. This is episode 307 of SR Daily, episode 307 of SR Daily. We come to you every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. right here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok Live. What's going on? ROT74, peace and love. Thanks for tuning in. Happy, thankful, thriving, and therapeutic Thursday. I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston, here on SR Daily, where personality meets enlightenment. Phoenix, what's going on in TikTok world? Peace and love. Come on in. Share the love. Smooth Uncut. What's going on? Good brother. Peace and love. I hope that you are doing well. What's going on? Guaza Bada. What's going on, my good brother? Peace and love. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. This is episode 307 of SR Daily on this thriving Thursday, February 20th, 2025. We are in Pisces season officially. Yesterday, Pisces season was brought in. I got a birthday coming up in a couple of weeks. Got some super dope events coming up for my birthday. I hope that you guys can make it. I will be posting them. I will be posting links. One event on my actual birthday, March 14th, is a ticketed event. I am partnering with the largest cannabis dispensary in New York City. Trends, shout out to Trends Cannabis Dispensary, black owned. 2 black men own it. 4 black men own it, actually. 2 sets of brothers own it. It is in Long Island City. It is massive. They have an event space in the back. We're going to be doing a lot of events there going forward, spring, summer. But we got 2 dope events coming up. My birthday weekend, March 14th and March 15th. What's going on, my brother? Let's get this show started. We start with our first segment. Today's first segment is our phrase of the day, and today's phrase is a phrase that is a bit controversial, but it's a phrase that I absolutely, believe in, have faith in, understand to be true. And the phrase is 3 words: heaven for everybody. Heaven for everybody. That is today's phrase. And this phrase, this idea, this concept is extremely controversial, and it goes against what so many of us were taught. Heaven for everybody. I understand that it goes against what you were taught. I understand that we were taught, we were conditioned to believe, not just black people, but all people, especially in the last few hundred years, we were conditioned to believe that if you were good, you go to heaven. If you were bad, you go to hell. Cool. People run with that. People build on that. People teach their children that, right? I understand it all. However, not even my own personal opinion, not my personal thoughts. There was a Catholic priest who came out years ago. If my brother Good Foundation is tuned in, he will remember we came across the knowledge, the information, the video together. Happy, thankful, therapeutic, thriving Thursday, my love, Mona Love. What's going on? But listen, there was a Catholic priest that came out years ago, right? And he was, banned by the church. He was banned by the church because he was teaching people that heaven is for everyone. He specifically said that even Hitler can go to heaven. And people were up in arms. How can Hitler go to heaven? He was a terrible person. He killed so many people. Absolutely he did. And absolutely he was. However, does all energy not return to the source from which it came? Does all energy not return to the source from which it came? Is that not a scientific truth, fact? Talk about it. Good Foundation, what's going on? You remember that. You remember the brother, right? The gentleman. So again, when you think about that, think about yourself as a parent, right? Some of you are parents. Yes, you want your children to, quote unquote, do good, right? Some people want their children to just be who they are. Many of us have had parents, and we've given our parents hell. Some of us have robbed people. Some of us have shot people. Some of us have killed people. Some of us have done insane things to people. Some of us have done insane things to people. Insane. But does your parent not always welcome you back to the house? Especially if you apologize, if you acknowledge you're wrong, if you acknowledge how you hurt people, if you acknowledge the fault in some of your ways, right? If you acknowledge that, does your parent then not always welcome you home, have a place for you to come, to eat, to sleep, to get clothing, to get what you need, to get a hug, to get some advice, to get some guidance, to get some wisdom, right? Is that not a fact, the truth? It is, right? At least we can say most parents. Some parents, they ain't even want children. They give them up as quick as possible, right? But understand this concept, heaven for everybody. There was a movie, right? Like all dogs go to heaven. All dogs go to heaven. All people return to the source from which they came. That is the truth. And so you don't have to fear hell. It doesn't mean go do crazy things, right? In the Catholic priest, he was talking about how hell was a creation of the Catholic Church to keep people in fear, to keep people in fear, to make people fear. So you're doing quote unquote good because you don't want to go to hell, but your heart is not pure. Your heart is not pure. Your heart is not pure. Your mind is not open to differences, to different ways of life, to different ways of being, right? Your spirit is not solid, strong, your foundation, right? So of course you're going to do certain things out of fear, but we want to move to a higher level of consciousness. We want to move to doing things for the simple sake of doing them, out of love, out of kindness, out of peace, out of harmony, out of wanting the best for others, right? Out of wanting others to be well, to be good, to be taken care of, to have their basic needs met, and some, right? So that's the phrase of the day, heaven for everybody. I wholeheartedly think and believe that statement is true. Especially now, if you go a little deeper and say that heaven at that time literally just translated to the sky. It had nothing to do with anything in another quote unquote world, right? After it was the sky. Everybody goes to the sky. All energy leaves the body, it goes up and around. It goes everywhere. So technically, by the original definition of heaven, everybody goes to heaven. And now let's say some people don't want to believe it. All right, cool. Everybody has the potential to go to heaven if they make certain adjustments in their life, right? Can we agree to that? Right? Even if you believe that hell is a real thing, and even if you believe that there are some people deserving of hell, who are you? I thought it was such a crazy thing because most people who talk about people deserving hell and heaven and all of this stuff, they say don't judge. But then they're quick to say you going to hell. Whoa, you're gonna wish eternal damnation on me? You're gonna wish eternal damnation on me. For what? What did I do? All right, not me personally, right? But people do it to each other. They say they love people. They say they love God. They say they love the divine, right? They say they are all of these good things. And yet, the moment somebody does something that you don't agree with, that you don't think they should be doing, that may indeed be quote unquote wrong, foul, evil, mean, all of those things, you are quick to write them off. Do you know how many great things that have happened in this world that would not have happened if quote unquote bad people were written off the first time, second time, or third time? How many people have gone to prison and came home and transformed their life? How many people in their youth, and not just as a child, but in their teens, in their 20s, and even some in their 30s, have done quote unquote heinous things? But by grace, right, and compassion, right, and opportunity, they were able to transform their life and then contribute overwhelming positive energy to the world. So we writing everybody off for things that they did. Everybody here has done something that another person wouldn't agree with, that another person may condemn them for, that another person may want to see them dead for. Every single person has done something that other people don't agree with and that thinks that you should be punished eternally for. Forgiveness is already granted, baby. Forgiveness is already granted. All right? So heaven for everybody. Don't fret. All right? Love yourself, love your neighbor, love each other. Do your best to process the pain. Do your best to process the hurt and move forward with love. Move forward with peace in the spirit of truth, freedom, and justice. Those are the 5 pillars from which we build. What's going on? Big Black Bear, what's going on, my good brother? Peace and love. Kiki, what's the deal? What's the deal? What's going on? Peace and love. Thank you all for tuning in. Let us move right along to our second segment of the day. Today's second segment need to know news of the day. It is local. It is hyper local. It is Queensbridge. It is today is the final workshop of the week that I'm doing with the Jacob A. Reese Community Center, the MAP program in Queensbridge. Today's workshop is on the power of meditation. It is on meditative empowerment. It is a program that I am creating, that I am developing under my company. It is my flagship company. Is my not flagship company. My flagship program. It's my baby. I believe wholeheartedly that we can transform the whole world simply through meditation. If more people meditated, if more people made meditation a part of their daily routine, a part of their daily life, a part of who they are, pain will still exist, loss will still exist, but how we respond to it is what will change. Meditation doesn't mean that things don't happen to you. It means you respond to things a little differently. Meditation doesn't mean that people will stop being mean. It means that it won't affect you as much because you will begin to understand. And that's the key, right? When you are no longer understood, it is your responsibility to seek understanding. And as they say, in all things, seek understanding. Seek to understand, why are people the way they are? Why did this person hurt you? Why did that person do that? Seek to understand, right? Seek to understand. And meditation helps understand. And meditation helps with focus. It helps with clarity, right? Especially if now then you add meditation with fasting, right? But we ain't gonna get into that on this show. We might talk about it a little bit later, but meditation has been one of the primary sources for my transformation. Meditation and my vision. It was my vision first. My vision led to meditation, right? My vision and my dream that I have for my life, for my family, and for the world is what led me to meditation. Some know I was hurt, back injury, jacked up, could barely walk, right? Could barely walk. Was walking sideways some days, right? Could barely walking sideways, get on the bus, can't even hold, literally like a feeble person, like a person who was hurt. I remember on the bus having to lean on people sometimes because I couldn't stand, couldn't sit too long, could barely walk. Spirit led me to meditation. Meditation led me to diet change. And now, 12 years later, right? I could walk, I could run, I could jump. I don't got to lean on nobody when I'm standing. I can stand for long periods of time. Before, I couldn't stand for a long period of time. I couldn't stand for more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes without having to sit, without having to lean on something. But now I can stand for hours if I need to, right? I could do all of the things, right? Meditation, powerful, extremely powerful. One of the most powerful tools that we have at our disposal at any time. We can access meditation at any time, any place, regardless to where we are, regardless to what's going on. It could be busy, it could be loud, anything could be happening. But you always have the power to go within, to breathe, and to quiet your mind, and to observe your thoughts, your feelings, and then to pinpoint and choose, okay, we're not going to harbor on that. Okay, we're not going to dwell on that. Okay, we're going to build on this one. And then you breathe in that what you want, right? And you breathe out, exhale that what you don't. Real simple, real powerful, not easy, especially in a culture and a society where we are not taught meditation. We're not taught silence. We're taught to talk, to ask, prayer. Cool, ask. Ask for what you want, 100%. Although God already knows your heart, right? God already knows what you want before you even ask her, right? God knows what you want before you even ask her. But ask if you must. If you feel like you need to ask for what you want. But then how do you then know what answer when the answer comes? It might slap you in the face, right? It might come like, but it normally doesn't. You gotta listen for direction, for guidance, for which way do you go in order to actualize, right, what you ask for. You got to go in a direction. And in order to go in a direction, you got to be silent and listen. Which way do you go? Left? Do you go right? Do you go straight forward or do you go back? Do you reverse? Do you pause? What do you do? Do you call a friend? Do you get advice? Do you get another driver to get to your destination? How do you do it? Meditation. Extremely powerful. So today's workshop, 2 to 4 p.m., meditative empowerment. Come through. There will be food. There will be refreshments. We will meditate together. We will breathe together. We will have some light movement together. As I mentioned, the workshop the other day on Tuesday, it was on Black excellence, history, and culture. Diverse group of people, right? Some young people. Again, we had some 17-year-olds. We had some 70-year-olds. Absolutely incredible group. We had mostly Black, but brown folks. We had some Indian folks, some Asian folks. They're brown too, right? So it was an incredible workshop. This workshop is looking to be equally incredible, if not more. Again, I love meditation. I love practicing meditation. I love guiding people in meditation. I really love the practice, right? So I want to invite you all to that. If you are in New York City, right? If you are in Jersey and can get to New York City by 2 p.m., please do come. If it's not taking you out your way, if it's not costing you too much, I guarantee you will be filled up. You will be empowered, right? You will be loved. You will be cared for in that space, right? Come, we can have a chat afterwards, right? Just come through. 2 o'clock, Jacob A. Reese Community Center in Queensbridge. That's 10-25 41st Avenue, downstairs in the basement, in one of the classrooms, the art room, actually. And with that, I want to give a shout out to Eliana Gibbs. Eliana Gibbs is from Brooklyn, right? She's from Brooklyn. But she came to Queensbridge, man, to work with the Reese a couple of years back. She is the coordinator for the MAP program. MAP is Mayor's Action Plan. Again, something that de Blasio put into place when he was in office, when he was our mayor here in New York City. But she's done incredible things with that program. Like, she's worked really hard to bring valuable resources to the community. She's worked hard to employ people from the community, right? Where there were times when our community center wasn't booking people. They wasn't booking people from the neighborhood. Now, they might hire you for a job, but they weren't booking you for your independent services, right? Filmmakers, painters, all types of people live in Queensbridge, from Queensbridge, who have incredible skills and who want to offer stuff to the community, right? Some of it is offered for free. Some of it is offered at a fee. But we are all, as far as I know, have been willing to negotiate, right? Whatever our rate is, if the community center can't afford it, we're willing to work with them. However, before Eliana, not many of us were getting booked for independent gigs, right? Independently contracted. But she came in. She's booked me numerous times for numerous workshops. She booked a visual artist, a painter from the neighborhood, to do like 4 murals around the neighborhood, right? Like, super dope, super dope. So shout out to Eliana Gibbs. The work that she's doing in Queensbridge for Queensbridge is absolutely phenomenal. So thank you for that, my sister. I appreciate you. We're going to move right along to our third segment of the day. Today's third segment, our tip of the day. Today's tip is very simple: breathe, stretch, shake, let it out, right? Breathe, stretch, shake, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And I know that it could be very tough, extremely tough to let things go. And I share this tip today because it is, again, a lot of stuff I share is also for me, guys. Like, I had a very rough night. I've been having an extremely tough morning, a very, very rough night. But we're here, we're alive, and we got opportunity, right? And I'm reminding myself to breathe, stretch, shake, let it go, right? Like, shimmy shake always works, right? A little shimmy shoulder, little shimmy always works. It helps, right? It's like laughter, right? It helps. Like, once you get the body moving, right, and you do some body movements, something happens in your brain, something happens in your mind, something happens in your heart, right? Things literally move around, right? And so what you were feeling, what you were thinking before movement, before stretching, before shaking, changes just a little bit. Either the thought changes or the attachment to the thought, the response to the thought, the attention to the thought changes. How you feed the thought changes, right? So that's the tip of the day, man. Like, please breathe, stretch, shake, and let it go. Let it go, let it go, let go, let go, let go, let go. The serenity prayer is so true. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Absolutely powerful. Never forget it. I heard it 30, 20 plus years ago, and it makes perfect sense, especially in times like this, right? Like, there's some things that are beyond our physical human control. Some things we can control how we respond to. We cannot control the thing, right? We did a youth concert for youth years ago at Boys and Girls Club, right? When I was working with Life Camp, Erica Ford and the crew. And one of the performers, again, I'll never forget, because I heard it before, but the way he put it, he said, he put this in a rap. And life is not what happens to you, it's how you respond to what happens to you. In life, it is not what happens to you, it is how you respond to what happens to you, right? Meditation, breathing, stretching, shaking will help you respond a little differently to the things that are happening. And then when you really get into meditation and you really get the wisdom, you get to a space when you understand, overstand, and understand that life is not happening to you. It's happening for you. So things are not happening to you things are happening for you, for your ascension, for your elevation, for your growth, for you to get the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding that you need. It's happening for you, beloveds. Every single thing that happens is happening for your behalf, for your greater good. Can you see it though? Can you see it? Can you believe it? Can you hold that pain and realize that extracting it can lead to power? The pain doesn't just come just because, right? You've endured the pain, not just for the sake of enduring the pain, but for the sake of extracting power, wisdom from it. You went through your struggle, not just to go through your struggle, but to transmute it and to become successful, not in spite of it, but because of it. Understand how every single thing is connected, and we have to begin to take an objective approach. Not the woe is me, not the victim, not the why me, not the I can't believe this. No, it's happening. It's happened. It may be unfair. It may be painful. Who would you rather it happen to? Somebody else? You wish bad on so bad is happening to you. You don't want it to happen to you. So you wish it on somebody else? No, you are the one. You are the one supposed to feel exactly what you are feeling so that you can transmute that, elevate, ascend, and become an example. Become a light. Become a star and guide people through the darkness. That is why you are going through the pain. That is why you are having the struggles. That is why you have experienced the tragedy, so that you can embrace it, take all of that pain, take all of that energy, meditate, breathe, stretch, shake, let it out, sit in silence, go in, and then extract light, extract wisdom, knowledge, understanding, so that you can guide some people through the darkness, so that you can help lead people to themselves. Oh man, powerful. We're going to move right along to the fourth and final segment of the day. Mona Love said the Serenity Prayer. Yo, L Diggs, what's going on, my good brother? What's going on? The Serenity Prayer. Yes. Mona Love said, Fusi and Kofa said peace and love. We're going to move right along to the fourth and final segment of the day. Today's fourth segment, our build of the day. Today's build, we are going to talk about it. Division in the state of the world. Division in the state of the world. The world is extremely divided right now. Extremely divided. And some people say we shouldn't be divided. That's causing division. That's of the devil. I thought it was Jesus the Christ who said, do not think that I came to bring peace. I did not come to bring peace. I came to bring a sword. That was Jesus the Christ who said that. Do not think that I came to bring peace. It's in the Christian Bible. I did not come to bring peace. I came to bring a sword. He said, I came to set the world ablaze, and how I wish it were already on fire. He said, for my sake, a mother will be set against a daughter, a father against a son, a mother-in-law against a daughter-in-law. A man's enemies will be those of his own household. You don't got to be united with everybody, beloveds. Division is necessary. You got to draw a line in the sand. Who is righteous and who is pretending? Who is for love and who is a fraud? You got to be able to differentiate that. Yo, Ben and Jerry's, what's going on? Ben and Jerry's tuned in. What's going on? Peace and love. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ben and Jerry's. Yes. KJ said, I agree. If your pain will turn into strength, then you are not in pain. You are in suffering. Woo! That's wisdom. The young brother KJ said, guess that type shit. Yeah, type shit. You know the vibes. Listen to what the young brother KJ said. I got goosebumps right now reading that. If your pain doesn't turn into strength, then you are not in pain, you are in suffering. Suffering. Buddhism taught us, right? Buddhism taught me, right, that suffering exists, but you can escape suffering. You can absolutely escape suffering. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to suffer at all. right? It's, again, your approach to it. Suffering stays with us, right? Because of our choices to continue to ponder on why we're suffering and the thing that is causing suffering. We harbor on things too long, right? That's a division. Question: should we all be united? Is that realistic? Is there a time when separation, division is necessary? Will all humans ever be on the same page? And will wars ever end? Will all humans ever be on the same page? Will wars ever end? Is there a time when separation and division is necessary? Right? Should we all be united, and is that realistic? I'm going to say this. Marcus Garvey said it the best related to black people specifically, right? I have no desire to bring all black people to Africa. Some Negroes are no good here, they'll be no good there. Understand. Some Negroes are no good here in America. Why would he then bring them to Africa where they'll be no good? My brothers and my sisters, please, 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 with your good heart and your good intentions, understand that you ain't got to take everybody with you. Understand that everybody ain't got to be with you. Understand that you ain't got to be with everybody. You do not have to unite with people who have ideologies and practices that you do not align with. You don't have to be united with them and community with them when they are working completely against what you want to build. Even though you may look alike, even though you may have similar blood, you don't have to be. You don't have to be. And you can work to be, but you should recognize the moment that it is not in alignment, the moment that it is out of harmony, you have every right and you have an obligation and a responsibility to yourself and to the people who are depending on you, especially those not even born yet, to walk away. To walk away. Now, it doesn't mean avoid conflict at all the time. No, it doesn't mean avoid tough conversations. No, not at all. Have the tough conversation. It is only through the tough conversations that you can recognize if we're kindred spirits or not. Because we may have different thoughts about a thing. We may have different ways that we articulate a thing, right? But we don't know exactly where we stand until we talk. So have the conversation with the people who are opposite of you. Have the conversation with the people who think differently than you, whether that's politically, religiously, spiritually, economically, whatever it is. Talk to them. Talk to people. Talk to people. But again, I'm someone who 100% I am all for unity, but I'm only for unity with the people who want to be united with the cause, with the issue, with the concern, right? With humanity, with progress, with love, with truth, with freedom, with justice. I have no desire, I have zero desire to unite with crooks, to unite with criminals, right? And crooks doesn't just mean someone who does something for survival, right? Someone who does something simply to survive. That's not what a crook is. A crook is someone who is surviving, who is thriving, who is continuously, consistently ripping people off, right? Like the pastor at the church who takes the elders when they ain't got cash, right? When they ain't got cash to contribute to the tithe, right? When they can't contribute to the church financially, but they have EBT, he takes them to the EBT, get their EBT cash, and that's the contribution. That's the crook. The crook is the bishop who says, you know you're supposed to separate church and state, but the crook is the bishop who finds the fine line and walks that fine rope. That's the crook, right? The crook is the corrupt politician. The crook is the brother and sister in your neighborhood who keeps the resources all to themselves and doesn't want to see their brothers and sisters elevate and be uplifted. That's the crook. So I have no desire to be connected with those people, no desire to be united with those people at all. So I'm not going to try. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to, nothing, right? But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Talk that talk, beloved. Thank you so much. Yo, Latoya Lindsay, thank you so much for tuning in. My sister, peace and love. Fu says, after the rain comes the sun shine. Yes. And listen, guys, that is our show today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, man. This is always fun. It is always good. Whenever I start the show on a tough note, as I said, I had an extremely tough night, extremely tough morning. But right now, I feel fired up. I am ready to finish some work and get a small short workout in and then hit the streets. We got food distribution today. We got a workshop today. The community center is closing early, so there will be no grief support group tonight. We'll be back next Thursday. Next Thursday is potluck. right? If you are dealing with any grief, whether it's the loss of a loved one, whether it's relationship struggles, problems, whether it's challenges with your children, challenges at your job, whether you're just frustrated with the state of the world and you want to come talk, we got a space for you to come talk. Our grief support group is open to all forms of grief, all sorts of grief. You can come from any part of the city, any part of the country. If you are in Queensbridge, you can come to our grief support group. It is every Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m., as long as the community center is open. So the community center is closing early today because there is no, the young people are off school. So they have earlier programs. They don't have the afternoon programs, and so they are closing early. All good. No love lost, right? This is why we need our own space. This is a fight for community. We need a space that we will be open at all times. But listen, guys, that's it. I love you guys. Please be sure to join in tomorrow, same time, same place, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. right here on SR Daily for episode 308 as we close out week 63. I think this is week 63. Crazy, moving right along, right? 308 episode tomorrow. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up. The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Peace and love.